Welcome to Caseback Watches, my name is Tim, and in this episode I'd like to present you my little watch collection. And my last video about my watch collection was about a year ago. And you will see in this video some keepers, but some new pieces. There was some rotation, some development, and so I'm excited to present you now 12, I think, really great timepieces. And before I do this in the light box, let me briefly explain how I see watches and how I collect watches. I see watches as a part of my garments, of my parts of my wardrobe, and so I want the watch fit the wardrobe and the wardrobe fits the occasion. This is the basic idea behind it. This is important for me. So I want a small, relatively subtle piece for a formal occasion, and I want a beater watch for sports. I want a watch to brag in the club. This was a joke. Second, I like when the watch shows something beyond the watch, when it represents a certain style, a certain era, a certain idea. And so I want to see some background, something more than only the watch. I want that the watch starts my brain thinking about other people, history and style and such things. This is really important for me. Third, I found out, this is relatively new, that I like rare watches. It's not super important for me, but from time to time I like rare watches, and that's not because then you cannot buy my watch. No, this is not the thing. I do not think so much about other people when I collect watches. No, I want this feeling that I've hunted down something very precious and something very rare, and this is, I don't know, it's exciting. I like this, and so I will present you in this video one or two really special, really rare watches you cannot buy like that. And the last thing I want to mention is money. It's not important for me. Under my last video, somebody complained that the entire collection is worth 5 or 6 grand, not more. Yeah, maybe, but I do not collect money. This would be an art concept, collecting money. No, you will find in this video some watches really affordable. You can buy them for 50 euros or US dollars. And the most expensive of my watches is 3,000 and a smidgen, I think. And it happens to be that this expensive watch is my favorite watch, but this is not connected to the price tag. It's connected to those other values of this model, and so money, I don't know, it's not so important for my collection, for my personal collection. Okay, but now let's go in the light box. Let's see 12 watches. This is the watch for the beach, 36 millimeters automatic watch, super robust, made in the late 90s. My most precise watch. Runs as a chronometer, but yeah, I don't know why, but it runs as a chronometer. And I like here the dark blue dial together with the golden hands and this AP-ish look. Bought it on the forum for 60 euros. And yeah, again, it's my beach watch, and you can see in perfect order, or not perfect order, but regarding the age, this is in really good order. This is the keeper. I will not sell this watch. This is a fun piece. I don't wear it super often, but yeah, summer watch for some hot days and lovely piece. Omega Genève. I've called it Genève 100,000 times, but it's wrong. A viewer pointed out that in English you say Geneva, and this is Genève on the dial, Genève, French, the French version. And this is a really classy vintage watch, and I compared this in a video with the Ligne Claire by Hergé, with comic books, with a very advanced style, a very pure style in comic books. And this is the same thing you find here. Uncluttered, very pure, very legible, and yeah, it's a perfect piece of design. 35 millimeters is the case diameter, so relatively small. And excuse the strap, I had taken some images and I needed something black. But I don't know if this is a keeper, because there are some versions out there with the sunburst effect on the dial. I like them a little bit more. And this has a brushed effect on the dial. And so maybe I will sell this watch, and then I will buy myself, or I will try to find the version with the sunburst dial. But overall, a great piece, and I'm really happy when I have Genève in my collection. Vostok, Comrade, Vostok. A viewer of the channel have given me this as a little gift, and yeah, I'm really happy with that watch. That is my first Cold War watch, because it was produced in the late 90s and the late 80s in the Soviet Union. And I really like the case form. 42 millimeters is the case diameter. And a viewer pointed out that this is very similar, the case form is very similar to the Omega Dynamic from the 60s, excuse me. And it's chrome plated, and of course this is not super, there's no high quality in it, but it runs okay, and it's interesting. It's just an interesting look. I mean, look at the dial color is strange. There's a little bit pink in it, a little bit brown, and so it's a very crazy look. And it's hand winding, and with a plexi. And I've put it on an Eichmüller strap, which I really like the straps with those rivets here. And yeah, it's a cool beater watch, I mean, they're damn cheap, but I think, yeah, you can't go wrong with a Vostok in your collection. Next watch is a very interesting watch. It's my first tuning fork watch. Inside battery, little tuning fork, and those vibrations power the movement. And this is from early 70s, and look at the condition. It's immaculate. It's just perfect, This C-shaped case reminds me of old Omegas from the 60s, and this cool bezel here, and very uncluttered silver dial, very legible, super precise. I mean, there is horology in it, but also it's a handy watch. It's just a handy watch because you don't have to set the time. So it's very easy to wear over weeks. Excuse the golden clasp, by the way, I'm short of straps here. Yeah, this is a keeper. I've bought this damn cheap on a forum for 175 euros. Nobody saw it, and I grabbed it, and I'm really happy with it. You find it on Chrono, but it's not for sale, really. It's more than advertising for the channel. Okay, so cool thing, in my opinion. Next watch is the Seagull. An homage to old chronographs from the 60s, made in China. 36 millimeters, hand winding, Swiss-like caliber, because they're producing this with old machinery from Switzerland. But at the same time, by the way, a very beautiful movement with those colors. And the colors here in general are define the beauty of this watch, because you have this dial, greenish, yellowish, champagne, little champagne in it, and with the red star. A viewer pointed out that there are some political implications wearing a red star, but for me it's not super important, to be frank. The case is relatively thick. See that? Relatively fat case. So it's not a good idea to wear this on a NATO, because the NATO heightens the watch. So I've put it on this strap here. And this for me is clearly a summer watch. I don't wear this in the winter because, yeah, I don't know, it's more casual, more fun, and for me a summer watch. Speedy automatic from the early 90s. Rare reference, but I've went over this watch in the last video, so I will keep it short. Steel gold case. This is very special, module chronograph, and perfect for my wrist size, 39 millimeters. That's why they call those watches reduced, because the original Moon watch is 42 and this is 39. So it's very handy. Although Lugwith is only 18, and so the watch wears relatively big. But I really adore this look, the metal together with the gold, together with the black, and this super white and crisp dial. So very cool watch. I don't know if it's the keeper for years now, but right now I'm enjoying it on the wrist. Yes, cool thing. Okay, next watch. Here we have a Poljot, 36 millimeters case diameter, Poljot alarm. So there's a Russian-made Swiss movement, an AS such and such movement in it, which provides an alarm sound. And of course, this is really cool if you have an alarm sound. Let's hear it. Hand winding. You have to wind up both the alarm and the actual movement. And there's the alarm. And I use this from time to time. This is a really fun watch. Although not super high quality, of course, but it's a fun watch. And that's basically all you have to know about this watch. But you can pick them up for 70 euros, and they are definitely worth it. And so this is a keeper, By the way, now you can hear the little bumper, the alarm bumper, and people sometimes are concerned if they have a super pricey Jaeger-LeCoultre memo box and they think then, oh, now there's something broken in the watch. It's not. You have just, you must wind the alarm a little bit, give it some tension, and then the sound is gone. Everything's perfect with your watch, okay? So don't worry. Okay, keeper watch. Fun watch. This is the Tissot Banana. Tissot Banana with gold-plated case. This is my only quartz watch, which is okay because you don't have a second hand. And yeah, I mean, it's huge. 50 millimeters is the case length. But in the summer, this fits just right, together with a linen suit or another summer suit. I really love to wear this watch. Really cool piece. And of course, the font is spectacular here. The numbers, huge, and with those strange dimensions. And yeah, it's a good piece. And if you are interested in the history of this piece, there's a video, of course, here in one of my playlists, and there you can find out why it's called Banana and why they are so huge. Inside, by the way, the quartz movement looks terrible. It's super tiny, and of course you have the battery next to it, and I don't know, but so let it like this. And they're relatively affordable. They go for used between 200 and 300 euros, and I think it's worth it because fun watches. And by the way, this is, believe it or not, this is plexi. It's a plexiglass. Yeah, okay, Tissot Banana. Oris pointed date on this steel bracelet. Every week somebody tries to buy that watch from me. The answer is no, this is the perfect watch. 36 millimeters and 90s automatic, and it looks like the dashboard of a really desirable vintage car. You have this champagne dial, then you have this inner area with a very dark blue and some contours like an old LP, and you have golden indices, the red moon from the pointed date complication. Just a perfect watch, and I wear this in summertime, sometimes with a bracelet, but I prefer to wear it on a leather strap because it shines way more on leather. And yeah, this is definitely a keeper. They're pretty expensive now. I've bought this for, let's say, 350 euros, if I recall correctly, some years ago. And now they go for double the amount. And I think this is, yeah, I'm not unguilty because I've presented this several times on YouTube, and now people are scanning eBay for this watch. And so if you see it, then and at a reasonable price, I would suggest then buy it. Great piece, I love it. It's one of my favorite watches, and because it represents, yeah, I don't know, it represents the style I love in every aspect. And so this is definitely a keeper. I will not sell this watch. Please stop to write me emails, okay? I will not sell this watch. Another very special watch. This is the Dubey Schaldenbrand Diplomatic. Again, people try to buy this watch from me. It's a keeper, guys. I will not sell it because it's so special. There are only 285 pieces out there of this watch. Silver case. This is a sterling silver case, rhodium plated, which is a super hard material, although I have managed to scratch it a bit. Sapphire, 43 millimeters in case diameter, cushion form, so it wears slightly bigger. It's an automatic watch with a second time zone set to US East Coast time for YouTube reasons, with a date, a 24-hour time indicator, and it's just a super beautiful special watch. I wear this watch only in the winter or only in the colder seasons. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but for me it fits stylistically more in darker seasons. And I've presented this watch on YouTube together with director Fritz Lang and his films, his silent movies. And you can see some references to this era with the font, for example, for this very characteristic font. And so every time I wear this, I feel like a silent movie star. And yeah, very special and very beautiful watch. And so definitely a keeper. And the interesting thing is, people sometimes ask me, what is it worth? And I have no idea. I think the original price was a smidgen over 3,000 euros, but now you cannot find them anymore. And so I think you can ask for anything, every price you want. It's not replaceable. And so it's a keeper, guys. Please stop writing me emails. It's a keeper. Two more watches to go. This is Omega Constellation from my grandfather. Passed it to my father. My father is still alive, but he wears the Seiko 5, and so he gave me that watch. It's serviced, and it's just a little gem. I mean, it's very puristic. It's very pure. This is gold, but it's gold capped, as you can see. Steel case with a fat layer of gold on top. Very high quality. It's from the 60s. And you cannot see any signs of metal here under the gold, and so just beautiful. There you have the little observatory on the case back, made out of gold. And yeah, I wear this from time to time with a suit, and they are not super expensive and not super rare. You can buy them for about 500 euros, I think, and then you can enjoy those details, the sword hands and the little star under the constellation. The constellation has this beautiful font, and yeah, overall a great watch. Overall a really great watch, although here's an error. I don't know if this is the correct crown. I mean, it's an original Omega crown, but it's a steel crown, and I think there should be a golden crown. Maybe I should replace this crown. But that's definitely a keeper, although with 34 millimeters, relatively small. But I have smaller wrist, as I said, and so this is okay. By the way, if you compare this here, those are both watches with 34 millimeters, but on the wrist, this thing is way bigger than this watch here. It's very strange. Okay, let's go to the last watch. Classic Rolex Datejust. This was produced 1986. Was bought the first time in Munich at the 24th in December, so somebody was in urgent need of a gift there. And I just love it. It's the Datejust. If you wear this, you are in the line with so many interesting people who set standards. And so, yeah, I really love it. It's definitely a keeper. As you can see, really good working order. Crown and tube are new, and so it's waterproof again. This original bracelet is fixed, no stretch anymore, and so it's a really cool piece. And I've bought this when they were relatively affordable. I think I've paid about 2,200 euros, and now they go for 3,000 if they're in good condition, and this is a marvelous condition. And so yeah, really, really great piece. And I mean, the specifications are well known, right? 36 millimeters, of course, it's an automatic. The bracelet is, I love this. I love this rattling sound and the overall look, but it's, the clasp is of course very basic, right? Very, very basic, although the Rolex steel is tough. It's really, really hard. So you don't have so many deep scratches here, although the watch is heavily worn. And yeah, cool piece. This is definitely a keeper. I will never sell this watch. This is my personal Rolex, and I was thinking about buying the new Datejust, the new 36 millimeter Datejust. But you know what? Why? I have the original here. This is, in my eyes, is the original iconic Rolex Datejust, and yeah, so this is definitely a keeper. And now let's make a farewell shot. I don't see this so often because I store some watches in the safe, although people told me that this is not necessary, but they are worth nothing. But I consider this wrong because they are not replaceable. Many of them that are not replaceable, not in this condition. And so I store them in the safe. And the overall worth of this maybe is, what is it, 8,000 euros? And for me, 8,000 euros represent money. And I think this is pretty normal for most of the people. And so bank safe. For the special pieces, of course, only. So let's make the farewell shot. I love it. So very nice. Say farewell to the collection. And now let's go back. Okay, welcome back. I know this video is on the longer side, and so I'm really happy that you're still with me here. There is a little reward for you, the hidden outro. But now I'm curious, what do you think? What could be the next watch for this collection? I have some ideas, but maybe you have other ideas. I mean, the watch world is so huge. Nobody here can see everything. Nobody has everything on the radar, and so I'm very curious about your comments. Put it in the comments, please. What could be the next watch here? Okay, but now we're at the end of this video. If you want to see more watches, if you want to see more tailor work, leather work, music, street life of a jazz musician, then follow me on Instagram, please, caseback_Tim. And now let me thank you very much for your attention, and maybe until next time.